Hi, it's April with Hair 101, and today I have a special guest. It's Ashley Costa from Dancing with the Stars.
That's right. Hey, you guys.
And she obviously is an amazing dancer, so she has to have beautiful pits,
That's
right?
And so this is the best of the best, you guys.
So I convinced her to
10
let me
days.
wax her armpits.
Yeah, which I'm actually so looking forward to. I can't believe it.
And I'm so appreciating you right now because she has to teach dance to all these people all the time, and she probably wanted to wear a tank top the last few days really bad.
I have, but I've been wearing long sleeve shirts to hide it.
So let's fix this. We're going to show you guys how to wax armpits today, and I'm going to show you how to do it on her, and then maybe in a few weeks or something I can show you how to do it on yourself, but let's start with someone else first because it's a lot easier to do on someone else. So today I'm going to be using the Cirepil Blue Wax, and I'm also going to need the lotion, the oil, a pair of gloves, some sticks, wooden sticks, and I have some cotton to apply the oil and the lotion. And then this is an after cooling gel. You don't have to have this, but it's always really nice just to kind of take away the sting. And then some powder. You can use baby powder or whatever. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is put your gloves on, obviously, and the next thing you're gonna do is examine the pattern of hair. Now this is really important because the way you apply the wax has to be going in the direction the hair grows. So let's have a look. So you can see that everything is kind of growing this way, and then which is a little patch down here that goes down this way, and that's pretty common. Sometimes there's swirls, and in swirl conditions, you just kind of go with the most direction. Like if it was a swirl hair, but then it all went up, I would still kind of just go with the swirl and then go up. But hers are pretty straight on, pretty simple. So now that we know the direction of the hair, we're going to cleanse with the blue cleansing. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is wet some cotton with the blue lotion and just cleanse a little bit on both sides. All right, then you just take a very small amount of the Cirepil oil. It's a pre-depilatory oil, that's easy to say. And I kind of saturate it through the cotton because you don't want it to be a ton on their skin, just a little bit. And you put that on both sides. Now, that might be a little bit too oily, so I usually go through with another dry cotton and just kind of wipe it. And then you take a little bit of your powder, just a teeny bit, and dust it over. So you just dust a little bit of this powder over. You don't want to get too much, you can wipe it off, but it just kind of dries any moisture that will be left there from what you just had to do to cleanse it and prep the skin. Okay, so now her skin is prepped. It's ready to wax. All right, so for the wax, I'm using the Cirepil Blue Wax, and it comes in a tin, or you can get it in this big bag of little beads. They look like mini chocolate chips, but don't eat them. Don't even let your kids get by these because they will try to eat them. But you usually just put the tin in and let that heat up, and then when you run low, you can just pour in some of these beads and melt them in. And so this is a lot cheaper, and I will try to put a link below to see. I'll put a link below to somewhere you can buy these if you guys are interested. And the consistency of this wax is a little bit thicker than like a honey wax or a normal wax that you might be used to using. So there is a little bit of a learning curve, but you want it to kind of be to where when you pick up a chunk of it, it's like thicker on the stick like that, and it kind of just runs down. If it's dripping down really quickly, it's too warm. And if it comes out like peanut butter and just stays and doesn't drip, then it's too cold. So I normally have a big wooden spoon to use for waxing, but I lost it, and so I'm stuck with this little popsicle stick. A tongue depressor would even be better because you are waxing a kind of large area, so you can use a larger tool, but this is the biggest one I have for now, so that's what we're using. And I'm just going to scoop up a nice big chunk and spin until the drip is gone. And then I always test it on the inside of my wrist. One, because there's no hair there, so when I pull it off, it won't hurt. But two, you have to make sure that the temperature goes on feeling nice and warm, not hot. You do not want to burn anyone. All right, so now you're going to start with the stick up 90-degree angle and just kind of wipe, and then you push the stick down. You can see that I'm getting a little bit of a ridge around the edge up here. That's exactly what we want. So we're applying the wax with the direction of the hair and then making that little teeny ridge. And see how it's kind of spotty down here? I'm going to get one more dip in the wax and go over it again. Because if you have any spots that kind of look thin or see-through to where you can see the skin underneath, those will not come off as easy. You don't want it too thick, but this is a good thickness right there. And I'll show you on my wrist where I tested. That's a good thickness. And you can see how it's solid all the way around the edges except for right there. It's a little bit hollow. That's okay, but if it was a bigger area or over hair, it would not come off easily. And you can see how easy it comes off. That's what I love about this wax is when you pull it off of your skin, it doesn't rip your skin up. It just shrink wraps around the hair and lifts it off. So it's pretty cool stuff. So here's the second dip. And I'm just going to go over and cover the little stragglers that were left behind and make that ridge a little bit more thick on the top there. You can move some of the wax from there to thicken up this spot over here. All right, so we're going to do this section first because, like I said, this one's growing down in this direction this way. And I don't want to overlap these waxes because I have to pull opposite of the hair growing and I don't want it to lift off that one too because these will stick together if they touch. You ready? Okay.
I'm a little nervous. My hands are sweating all the time.
Okay, this is so important. You have to hold the skin tight where you are waxing. If I were to just grab it with my hand and lift it up, it could bruise. It's not going to feel good. Pull the skin on her arm. Get a good grip. Pull it tight. Then with your thumb, you can just flick up the slip. And you'll notice I went a little bit further over than where her hair grows. So when I did that little flip, she didn't feel anything. I'm not ripping up hair.
No.
So I have something to grab onto now. So I'm going to hold tight, grab, and then when you pull, you're going to pull close to the body. You're not going to lift straight up. You're going to go this way. And you do it quickly and in one motion. So 1, 2, 3. There you go. If it doesn't come off all the way, you do it again. You're probably dying now.
No.
And if this happens where it breaks off, you can take shiny side and stick it to shiny side and go again. And I like to put my hand over it to kind of get rid of some of the sting. And same with this right here. If you can find shiny side to shiny side. I think I talked a little bit too long and made it a little bit too cold to work with, but that's why it probably ripped. But you can see we still have a little bit of hair that stayed. It's going up in this direction a little bit more. So we got everything that was going this way. I will go one more pass going this way. And it's okay to do with this wax, like I said, because it's not ripping off her skin. It's just shrink wrapping around the hair. And you can see, this is why we were wearing gloves. There are a little bit of pores that are bleeding a teeny little bit. It's nothing scary or big. It's just what happens when you rip hairs out of people's skin. So I'm going to go through with a little bit more powder just to dry this off again. And this will help protect her skin also from when we're putting it on one more time. And we're just going in the direction the hair is growing. I get one more dip. See, this is why my spoon's so much better. I miss it. Oh, my poor spoon's gone. Poor me. Okay. All right. So we'll let that dry. And it dries pretty quickly. You can see that I'm already touching it with my glove and it's fine. So we're going to hold up here. There we go. That one came off nice and clean. And you can see in here all the little hairs. It shrink wraps around.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? And I am getting a new stick. Every time I dip into the wax after I've put it on her skin, I'm getting a new skin because you can transfer some of her fluids that are leaking from the pores, we'll call it fluids, it's blood, into the pot if you don't. The pot does get hot, so it could take care of that, but it's just safer to use a new stick every time you dip if it's touched their skin. So, okay, so now we're on this bottom section. You can see that it grows down. I don't want to get on your shirt. Yeah, you can have them. If they don't have a tank top on and you're kind of trying to struggle, sometimes I'll tuck a paper towel around their clothes just to make sure I don't get it, but she's got it pretty good, so you don't want to get this on their clothes. If you do, there is a way to get it off with a blow dryer and some oil, but we don't really like putting oil on people's clothes too, so. So this one didn't have quite as good of a ridge as I wanted, so I'm going back over and getting that lip just a little bit thicker. You guys can see it right there. So since I applied down this time, I'm gonna flip it this way and pull towards me. So I'm gonna have her hold exactly like that to hold her skin tight for the pull on this one. So educational. Okay. All right, we're gonna flip it up, get a good grip. That's how it's done. That one's all done. One down.
One down. It looks so awesome.
So now that this one is done, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of this cooling gel on this side while we do the other side. All right. Does that feel nice or is it burning?
Oh no.
Okay, we're gonna switch to the other arm now. So we have a little bit different pattern on this side. This grows down, this grows straight sideways, and this grows straight up. So we have 3. I'm gonna start with the straight up one, and then we'll do the side, and then we'll go down. It's pretty forgiving wax. If you get it on there not exactly how you want, you can do like a little layer over it. So, like I wanna do a little bit bigger lip right there. So I'm just gonna get a little bit more and keep my edges smooth. Here we go. So you can check and see if it's done just by tapping it. If it's sticking to your glove, it's not quite dry. See down here, it's better. Up here, it's still a little bit sticky. Okay, so this is her left arm and I'm gonna pull it down towards me. I'm gonna hold with my thumb. She's gonna hold the other skin tight with her fingers. And we're just gonna grab it, pull straight down, and then you can put your heel of your hand on. And there's a few that we missed, so we will go over that one more time, but most of it came up. Okay, while that one's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do this bottom section down, just because they won't be touching, because there's that middle section in between. You just got wax on your whole hand and shirt. Can't edit that out. Oh no, it's just on my arm, that's what it was. You okay? All right, so we got all of those. If there's one or two, you can get a little adventurous and tweeze them out, but there we go. Okay, now we're gonna do this middle section. And like I said, putting the immediate pressure on with your other hand is huge help with the pain.
Yeah, it actually stops the steam.
It stops it, yeah. She didn't cry. She was such a big girl. She gets a sucker. Yes! Just kidding. Oh, so let's have a look. Just go like this. You guys, they're a little bit red, but they just barely were waxed, and I went over it a couple times, so it looks great.
It looks awesome.
And it's done, and it's not that hard. So here's the thing. She'll probably have a week or two of like really smooth armpits, and then it'll grow back. And you would need to do this 3 times in a row before you would really get like all of the hairs in the cycles. But the more you do it, the thinner they grow in, the lighter they are, and they just, like they're really soft. So it's awesome.
Oh, cool.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you check the link below if you want to go see what Ashley's up to on her channel. She has a YouTube channel and she is so talented. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want any other waxing videos. Comment below. You guys better be following me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else on the internet, because I love you guys. Bye.